Okay, welcome to week 2 of our business economic course, and this week we'll be looking at supply and demand. Our first video is actually want to introduce you to the concept of the price mechanism. So we're going to look initially at perfect competition, and we're actually going to assume there's a perfectly competitive market, a market where consumers and producers have no direct control over price, and neither of them has any market power, and in fact the decisions of consumers and producers affect the price for the product or the goods or services, and this happens through the price mechanism. So demand and supply is the only determinant of price. So if we were thinking something like a fish market, for example, it's sold in boxes at an auction at the waterside. Now no one's got any control on a particular item on that day. It's all down to how much demand there is for it and how much supply there is. So if there's insufficient people who want the product and only a limited supply, then the price will be high. But if there's a good catch and there's only a few people who want that type of fish, then the price could be low. So in some markets, prices can be changed by the supplier, but for today we're actually examining a market where there's actually no market power situation. If we think of a scenario where there's a group of 10 people that each want one and only one mobile phone. Now these mobile phones are really good, and they go for £100 each. I've got 10 phones and I've got 10 people that want them. So the supply matches demand, and everybody could have a mobile phone at £100 and everyone will be happy. So what do you expect happens to that price if I have 10 of them? Well, I think, as we said, it's quite reasonable we'll get £100 each. So what happens then if I only have 5 mobile phones to sell? I think I could actually expect an increase in the price as there's more demand for mobile phones than I've got to supply. And 5 people may not actually be able to allocate sufficient resource to buy them anyway. If we turn it round, if only 5 people in the group want a mobile phone and I've got 10 to sell, well, I may actually expect the price is going to decrease, and perhaps others might then buy 2 and see it as a better investment. Now I appreciate these are slightly artificial examples, as mobile phones aren't normally sold in a perfectly competitive market, but the point I'm trying to make is changes to prices can affect the demand in a particular market, and markets can use a change in price to correct shortage or surplus of a product. The price for a product responds to these shortages and surpluses, so if there's a shortage then the price will go up, and it encourages suppliers to produce more of that product, and it discourages consumers from buying that product. So shortages are where there's less products are produced than the market wishes to buy at a particular price. It's what typically happens if the price of a product goes up. So if we go back to the example of the fish market, if 10 people wanted a box of cod, but we only landed 5 boxes, then the cost will go up as it's in short supply. And it may actually encourage other people to go out and catch more on subsequent days. However, this does actually act to discourage people to buy that type of product, because with only 5 boxes of fish or 5 mobiles, they may want to buy something else. So with the shortage, we supply the maximum price for this product. If there's a surplus, then the price goes down. So producers respond by producing less of the product, and the consumers are encouraged to buy more. So a shortage when demand exceeds supply and the surplus when the supply exceeds the demand. So if there's too much fish, too much production of a product, then the price is going to go down. Producers respond to falls in markets by producing less of that particular product. But the consumers are encouraged to buy more as it's cheaper and they want more of it. So the pricing mechanism forces prices down to try and correct the surplus. So shortage and surplus words are really important keywords for you to understand in economic. When the supply and the demand are steady, what we call the resulting price is your equilibrium price. And until there's a change in supply or demand, this equilibrium price remains the same. So the price mechanism happens automatically without the need for intervention.